On this week's episode, things get a bit wet, a bit windy, and a bit ridiculous, even by my standards. I start strong by trying and failing to put on a glove. Yes, that's the level we're operating at this week. It also gets proper windy, the sort of wind that makes you question who thought boating in the UK was a good idea. And then I discover loads of water sloshing around in the bilge, plus a little playtime in the dunny for good measure. High class content as always. So sit back and enjoy watching this mug sailor try to figure out what on earth is going on here on the sailing edge. Welcome to a wet, cold and absolutely miserable week in Portland. It's been hammering down with rain, and when it stopped, the wind took over. A few boats in the marina didn't get off lightly. Thankfully, I wasn't one of them. But don't worry, I still managed to create my own set of problems. After being away for a week with work, I came back Friday night to find the bilge full of water. The pump had clogged itself with debris, so after some pushing, some tugging, and some gentle swearing, I managed to shift most of it. But lying there that night, all I could think was, where the hell did all that water come from? So armed with enthusiasm and absolutely no clue, I set off leak hunting. First job, gloves on, or at least trying to. Nobody told me the gloves were identical, so I wasted a good amount of time looking for the left-hand glove. Mug sailor strikes again. Once the gloves were eventually on, I bailed out the last of the water and cleaned the bilge. And of course, bilges are designed by someone who hates humans. You have to twist yourself into shapes that should require a chiropractor's supervision. But that's boating, isn't it? Yoga, but wet. After cleaning, I chased a little trickle coming from an inlet under a hose. Looked promising, so I lifted the sole panel over the next section. Wet again, but still nothing obvious. My hopes were fading, but my confusion was not. And yes, I pulled up another sole panel, and another. Before I knew it, I'd basically disassembled half the boat and created a full cleaning frenzy. And was I any closer to finding the leak? Of course I bloody wasn't. I thought it might be coming from the galley, maybe a pipe or a tap, so I took the whole area apart. Everything was bone dry. Not a drop. The boat was taunting me at this point, wasn't it? That pesky leak was not to be found, and it was about now that I got a lovely whiff from the head. Not a leak, just a smell. So while gloved up, I swapped out the deodorizer bottle. Shut off the seacock, replaced the old one, pumped it through, and hey, small win, a cleaner smelling boat is always good for morale. See, I can't be a mug sailor all my life, you know. With half the flooring still lifted, the picture became even more confusing. Everything looked dry where a leak should be obvious. The sump drained to the above waterline seacock, dry. Engine bay, dry. Behind the head cupboards, dry. And yet, water is definitely getting in. A little weeping through that inlet keeps showing up. My best guess is rainwater, but from where? I have absolutely no clue. So I'm calling for reinforcements. If you've dealt with this, if you've got ideas, or if you just want to laugh at my detective work, drop a comment. At least, I now have the cleanest bilge in the marina. A quick update on the stove disaster from last week. With the weather and needing more tools, I haven't progressed the gimbaled setup. But the temporary solution is doing the job and nothing's caught fire, so that's a win. So that's it for a wet, messy, smelly week on the sailing edge. If you've enjoyed watching a mug sailor flounder around, then hit subscribe. And to those already following along, thank you. So until our horizons meet again, mug sailor out.